back, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be working on our glass shower enclosure here. It's a quarter round shower. That's what I'm going to call it. It's all made out of glass. Has rollers on the bottom. You can see those black tabs there. The rollers, 2 on each door, top, up there, and then on the bottom down below like I just showed you. And so we have been hearing about a lot of people where they're saying, hey, these we don't like these glass shower doors and they can break, so some people are putting shower curtains in instead, but we prefer to have the glass shower and keep it in place. We've also heard that some people in transport, the glass will shatter with the door latched and everything is secure, but they're still having it shatter. Or some people even said that while the trailer's just in storage, that it will they will just shatter. They'll go to their trailer, it'll be shattered. I don't know why, but I know with ours, I've had to adjust the rollers so that the door will be straight. And this is a magnetic strip along here, and they'll be they need to be tight here. So the magnetic strip closes tight and it rolls evenly, and then the doors don't open and close on by themselves. So what I've got a problem with, I've noticed ours lately, has the doors have, when they're open, they'll shut by themselves. And so I like to leave them open so the air can circulate in there and we don't get any mold in that area. So I was looking and I saw a problem up here, and I'm going to take you inside the shower to show you what I found that is a reason the doors could be shutting on their own. And also after I do that repair, then what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to adjust the doors so that they close nice and even, and so everything's nice and tight, so that you lessen the chance of your doors shattering while you're going down the road. So let's go inside the shower here. As we go in here, I want to show you what I did to temporarily keep these doors from closing on their own. So the rollers go in the track here. I put a piece of tape in the track so that it'll stop the roller from going. Some guy in a group, he put some chew goo in the track, just a little dab to keep it from doing that. So it rolls over the tape and it works, but I want to correct this problem hopefully permanently. So I have tape on the other side too, and so let's go ahead and go inside. I'm inside here looking out, and the doors are shut, as you can see. And what's happened here is on this track, it's risen up. So I took a measurement here, and then I took a measurement on the other side here, and then I took a measurement in the middle, and this is dropped. So as you can see here, take a look. This is dropped pretty good. So what I want to do is I want to bring this down here, and then I'm going to figure out how to keep this down in place. I'm going to try and do this with the doors in place. So hopefully this goes good. I have no idea what I'm going to be up against. So you can see here, over here, how the door I've adjusted, and so there's a big gap here, and then here is flush with the top of the rail. So we should be able to eliminate this, and by raising this up in the middle, we should be able to eliminate the doors shutting on their own, plus to make the doors be able to be adjusted properly, and it should work out. So I'm hoping this will all work out. So let's get this started. I'm going to start with this corner right here. I tried pulling this down, it won't come down. So this screw here goes in here above the glass into that plate behind it. So it looks like they put this screw in the wrong place, and it's been like this for a little while, so, or since the trailer was built. So I'm going to take that screw out and see if I can pull it down. The screw is out and it won't pull down, so I'm going to take a look at a little more and see what's holding it up. So on the outside of the shower, I'm going to do my best to not shake around, but looks like I am. This here looks like, see, it slid up. There's a screw right there on the back side that is supposed to be holding it tight here and keep it from going up, but it hasn't. So I'm going to set up a punch and try and knock that screw back a little bit so this will slide. I'll be tapping it easy, so I'm going to take a long punch and stick it in there and tap it easily. I don't want to break any glass. I took the longest punch I have and then taped it to a shaft so I can go ahead and tap that back. I don't want to hit it too hard. I'm just going to tap it lightly, and hopefully it'll make that screw back out slightly so that I can slide it down. Well, I think I got it. If I wanted to get to that screw, I'd have to take all this trim off here. Let me zoom out. All this trim off and cut the silicone, take the glass out, and to get behind here and remove this to get to that screw to loosen it up. So I prefer not to. So I'm going to give it a try and pull this down. It might take some effort, and I'll get back to you after I do that. I was able to get it down as far as I can. I put a block here. I put tape on the top of the block so I went more up the ceiling. Put the block in here, and then I put a little wedge to drive it down farther. It's as far as I can go. You can see in here a little piece of metal holding it up. So that's why this is up a little bit. But I got it flush with here. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole here and put a pop rivet in. And I might stick another one right here. We'll see what I do there. So let me get my tools, and I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole up here, and hopefully that'll work. As you can see, I drilled the hole. It's a tight fit in here to get my drill, so I wanted a nice straight hole. I drilled an 1/8 inch because I have an 1/8 inch pop rivet. So I put this attachment on my drill to get into this corner. Now I'll install the pop rivet and use this pop rivet gun to lock it in place. I slid the pop rivet in there, and then what I do is I just slide this over this pop rivet and then squeeze the trigger a few times, and then it will expand in the back of it, and then it should stay in place. That worked nice, and just for giggles I put 2 in place there to make sure it doesn't move. I've got the other side done now. I was only able to get 1 rivet in here because behind here, this rail here, there wasn't enough metal back here for me to put another rivet. So I am pretty confident that this is going to hold in place and not move. For those of you who've never used a pop rivet gun, you can buy them at any hardware store. I'll make sure I put links to the products I use in the video description below. So you have the handle here, pop rivets. Let me slide that in place like that. Get it nice and snug, everything's snug. And then you just start squeezing it, and the back will expand in the hole. And it probably won't do it for me here, but I'm going to squeeze it. And what happens is, I'll show you, it flew away since I didn't have it in any metal plate or anything. So you can see here it expands in the back, and then here on the other end, this part here breaks off, and that's it. Real easy to do, and it really holds nice and tight. I put the screw back in, and then there's a little bit of gap here. As you can see, that little piece of metal in there is holding this up, so I'm not too worried about it. So this side is done. Now I got to go to the other side. Now with the work I've done, this here is up, and it's just a little bit lower, maybe an 1/8 inch lower than over there and over there. So it's sloped down, but I've adjusted the doors so they stay open, and I'll show you how you do that. I'll come in here, and so here's a roller. So that's a Phillips head screw there. So if you want the door to go up on this side, then you turn it clockwise. If you want it to go down, counterclockwise. So what you got to do is play with both these here, up and down, and you adjust it so the doors just come together at the same time on the top and bottom. So let me show you this. I'm going to shut the door, both doors, and then show you what it looks like. So this is really hard to film in this room. It's really small. So I can't get my tripod in here, but I'm closing them together. As I get closer, see the distance here? It's consistent all the way down. And then as you get closer, I'll bring this up here, get closer, the magnet hits the same time all the way up and down. So when the door is locked, this doesn't move around. It moves slightly, but it doesn't shake up and down. So I need to show you another thing here. So when the doors are open, you're going to get some movement of this door up and down. You can see it moving up and down slightly. These rollers have a spring in it to keep a little bit of tension on it. So when I go and I shut the door and the magnets hit, these magnets right here, they hit, they lock it in place. I'm going to lock this down. And I lift the door up and down. I'm not getting the movement at all. I'm trying to lift up and down. I do get a little bit of left and right. So this magnet, and with the doors all adjusted with the rollers, it creates a nice bond between these two doors, and so they're nice and tight. So it becomes one piece of glass rather than two. If this wasn't touching right and the rollers weren't adjusted, your doors will probably be moving slightly, and while you're going down the road, they could be moving around, and then you can get one of them to shatter or both of them to shatter. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. It worked out pretty good. So take a look at your shower in your RV and see if the track is the same way mine was, and maybe take a look at trying to fix it. If you can't or don't want to tackle it, just put some shoe goo, a little dab of it in the track, or silicone, and then it'll hold the doors open. If it doesn't bother you with the doors shutting, then just leave it alone. But I think it's very important that they stay open in order to let air in there so you don't get mold in there if there's any moisture. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and if you want, share it with others that have a trailer with a similar shower. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and happy camping.